December is when most gardeners give up on the soil, but that's exactly when the smartest gardeners start rebuilding it. If your beds look tired, compacted, lifeless, or stripped of nutrients, winter is not the enemy. December is actually one of the most powerful months to revive dead soil naturally if you plant the right species. Today I'm sharing the top 5 plants that actively repair soil biology, structure, and fertility during the cold season. So when spring arrives, your garden explodes with growth instead of struggling to survive. Why December planting can transform exhausted soil faster than spring work ever will. Soil doesn't sleep in winter. Microbes slow down, yes, but roots still grow, organic matter still breaks down, and structure can still improve. The key is choosing plants that work underground. Even when temperatures drop, these plants loosen compaction, feed beneficial microbes, pull nutrients from deep layers, and protect the soil surface from erosion and nutrient loss. Instead of leaving beds bare, December planting turns winter into active soil repair time. How winter legumes like clover rebuild nitrogen and microbial life. Clover is one of the most powerful soil-reviving plants you can sow in December in mild to cool climates. Crimson clover and white clover are especially effective because they germinate in cool soil and stay low-growing. Their roots host nitrogen-fixing bacteria that convert atmospheric nitrogen into plant-available forms. For application, broadcast clover seed at a ratio of about 1 ounce per 100 square feet. Lightly rake it in and water once if rainfall is scarce. Within weeks, roots begin feeding soil microbes. By early spring, cutting the clover at ground level and leaving the biomass in place adds both nitrogen and organic matter without disturbing soil structure. Why daikon radish breaks compaction better than any tool. Daikon radish, also called tillage radish, is unmatched when it comes to repairing compacted or clay-heavy soil. Its thick taproot drills straight down, often reaching depths of 12 to 18 inches, opening channels that water, air, and future roots can follow. In December, daikon radish grows slowly but persistently. Sow seeds about ½ inch deep, spacing them roughly 4 inches apart. When frost eventually kills the tops, the roots decompose in place, leaving behind deep organic matter pockets. This single plant can replace mechanical tilling while improving drainage dramatically by spring. Winter rye, it's a splendid choice for protecting soil while feeding it at the same time. You see, winter rye is often misunderstood as just a cover crop, but its soil-building power is truly enormous. The rye produces these massive root systems that hold soil particles together, preventing erosion and nutrient leaching during those heavy winter rains. Quite fascinating, really. It also releases compounds that suppress weed germination. Now, for dead soil, you should broadcast rye seed at roughly 2 pounds per 1,000 square feet in December. Let it grow through winter, then cut it down when it reaches knee height in early spring. Chop the stems and leave them as mulch. This adds carbon-rich organic matter that balances nitrogen and fuels long-term soil structure improvement. Quite the marvel, isn't it? Now let's talk about comfrey and why it mines deep nutrients other plants just can't reach. Comfrey is not an annual winter cover, but December is an excellent time to plant comfrey crowns or root cuttings where soil is truly depleted. Comfrey's roots can reach several feet deep, pulling up potassium, calcium, magnesium, and trace minerals locked far below the surface. To plant, place comfrey crowns about 2 inches deep, spacing them at least 2 feet apart. By the following season, cutting comfrey leaves 3 to 4 times per year and using them as mulch or compost material creates a continuous nutrient recycling system. One mature comfrey plant can feed an entire bed for years. It's quite remarkable, isn't it? Fava beans quietly rebuild soil structure and fertility throughout the winter months. They're actually one of the few legumes that thrive in cold conditions, and they actively improve soil while most plants are dormant. With their thick roots, fava beans break up moderate compaction and, at the same time, fix nitrogen right where it's needed. To get started, plant fava beans in December, spacing the seeds about 6 inches apart and planting them roughly 2 inches deep. Even in cool weather, they'll establish really strong root systems. Then in early spring, just as they begin to flower, cut the plants at the base. Leaving the roots in the soil preserves those valuable nitrogen nodules, while the tops can be chopped and dropped right on the bed as mulch. This simple method can add the equivalent of several pounds of compost per bed, and you won't need to haul anything in. So, how do you combine these plants for the best possible soil revival? The most effective approach is what's called stacking functions. For instance, if you combine winter rye with clover, you get both carbon and nitrogen in balance. If you add daikon radish into that mix, you'll open up deep soil channels while the surface stays protected. A practical ratio for a mixed bed would be 1 pound of rye seed, half an ounce of clover seed, and a small handful of daikon seeds for every 500 square feet. Just broadcast the seeds evenly, rake lightly, and let winter do the rest. Now, why do spring gardens succeed or fail based on what you do in December? Well, gardeners who struggle every spring often blame fertilizer, pests, or even the weather. But honestly, the real problem started months earlier with bare, exposed, lifeless soil. December planting gives your soil the time it needs to heal, rebuild its structure, and restore biological balance naturally. When spring finally arrives, roots grow faster, nutrients are already available, and your plants face far less stress right from the start. If this guide has helped you, rethink how winter fits into serious gardening, make sure you subscribe to Evergreen Garden for practical, no-nonsense growing advice that actually works. Share this video with another gardener who's still leaving their soil bare in winter, and let's bring dead soil back to life together season after season.